Hello, and good day, viewers. Welcome to Saturday Sports on NCBN TT Television Network. My name is Nigel Paul. I'm your host. Welcome to the show today. Today, my guest on today's show plays a sport where my attributes people would suggest that I play. I played it for a while back then before my boxing career. And let's just say, better than really be a boxer, because I wasn't all that good. If you're guessing, the sport I'm talking about here is basketball. And Trinidad has had some level of success in basketball over the year, but in recent time, we have had some record breaking and some history making players in Trinidad and Tobago taking the sport forward. So I tried my best, because these guys are really busy, speed stars and whatnot. Trying to get the whole team on the show. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, but I was able to get one of our history-making team members in the sport of basketball, and that person is no other than Chike Augustine. Chike, thanks for joining me on the show, man. I know you're a very busy guy, but at the same time, I really appreciate, making the effort to come out and sit for a bit and chat with us here at Saturday Sports and getting the fans of basketball up to speed with what you have been up to lately and what you've done. So thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah, man, no problem, man.
So let's get right into it. For those of us who not too familiar with Chike, I actually met you in person because we were at the Pan Am Games together, but I didn't have a chance to sit and talk with you, so we had that opportunity to actually sit and chat through iTrue Sports on the school caravan. We actually got to have a conversation and really kind of chop it up that way. So for the viewers who might want to know a little bit more about you, tell me a bit about yourself, where you're from, your upbringing, probably how many siblings you have and your family life a bit.
All right, well, I grew up in Pastor Street, Laventille. I attended Tranquility for some years. Then I went to Belmont Boys Intermediate in Belmont. Right. After that, I attended the University of the Southern Caribbean here in Trinidad for like a year and something, and that didn't work out. And I really wasn't focused at the time.
Yeah.
However,
was it because of sports or?
Yes, because I always wanted to play collegiate basketball, So I was always focused on that, and not really too much here, because I always wanted to play basketball abroad.
Yeah.
So it worked out for me, right? It might not work out for other people, but it worked out for me. So I'm saying, if you have the opportunity here, take your education serious, because my luck mightn't be your luck, right? So I was one of the lucky few, because we had coming up in my time, we had a talented bunch, right? And maybe like 5 or 6 of us, was able to go on to play at the collegiate level, and there was a big pool of us, like any of us could have gone on to play, but only a few of us were selected, But so I went on to play at University at NC Southern for 4 years, and I excelled there, graduated. I think that was really one of the highlights of my life, I think those years are, like, as people say, the best years of your life.
Yeah.
And I made a lot of connections, made a lot of friends, friends who I still talk to this day. Some of them come to Trinidad, I visit them, they visit me, and so it was really a good time, and I was really happy for that opportunity. And how I was able to get to that, achieve that, was through the Caribbean Hoops program.
Caribbean Hoops, okay.
That was run by Mario Davis.
And what age roughly were you at that age?
I was 20. And I mean, that was fairly old. For college, right? Because most people start college at 17, roughly. So I was 20,
So in terms of so you're out of school and you're abroad.
Right.
at college. So what's the name of the hoop? What's it?
Caribbean Hoops.
Caribbean Hoops. He was still based in Trinidad.
Yeah. That was how the program is, right? So they would have the best players from Trinidad and throughout the Caribbean.
Right.
And they would have scouts come, and you would have like 3 days, and you just play. So
that's what I was trying to get at. Did the Caribbean Hoops open the door for you to play college?
Yeah, for sure.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not just me, but a lot of us throughout the Caribbean.
No, I have a family member. He plays basketball as well professionally. As Jonathan Hamilton.
Johnny, yeah.
Well, he was a part of that as well. Was he?
No,
at that
I
time,
think
or?
Johnny left like right before the program started. Yeah, because I played with Johnny for like 2 years, a year or 2 years right before he left. I was with the Ministry of Sports.
Right.
They had a basketball team. And I know he went on to attend St. Augustine Augustine Secondary School.
Yeah.
And he went, I can't remember what JUCO he went to, but he would have gone on to that before the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of that program, is that the only program that tends to give that kind of exposure?
No, well, there's also the Maloney Pacers basketball team. There's the head coaches, Christopher Jackson. Sure, you met?
Yeah, no,
you met Jackson, right? So his program as well, you know, I think from my knowledge, those were the 2 programs that, well, Maloney still produces scholarship athletes, but, you know. Yeah.
I mean, Maloney is one of the areas I would think in Trinidad kind of known for basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of good ballers outside of Laventille, and I think Maloney and Laventille like right out there in terms of
producing. Now I think South kind of South up there as well. Yeah, South.
Who we are from South?
Right now we have Friday. He's young. He's Fridays.
He has out, man.
Yeah, Fridays. Oh, I don't think he's even 21 yet.
Okay. South same thing.
Jelani Valley from South. Yeah, so South has a lot of
in terms of programs coming out of these areas, because I know after you had your success at the Pan Am Games, which you will get into later down in the interview, I know you went back. Is it to Maloney or a different area, and you started doing like little clinics and that kind of thing?
That was Maloney and Arima.
Right, but in terms of like the Trinidad and Tobago, are there a lot of basketball programs that produce top level basketball players in the country, would you say?
Because I am in the sport, I would say yes.
Okay.
But to the average person, no. Like,
I understand.
It's like people don't know.
Yeah. I can follow because I guess it's the same thing in boxing because I'm in boxing, so I know boxers from all over, and the time that we have
teams.
Yeah.
But for the average person, they'd be like, it's not no teams. I want to get my son or my daughter in basketball, but I don't know where to go.
I fully understand what you're saying.
So I think that's something we also have to work on, like being more marketable, like marketing clubs, advertising clubs. So
honestly, I think that's like sports on a whole, because a lot of us in Trinidad like to admit that Trinidad is not a sporting country in many cases, but are we doing enough to really market whichever sport you're involved in? And we kind of leave it up to the ministry to do, but then they can't do every single thing.
Well,
we have to take.
I want to mention Kern George. He's a big pioneer for basketball right now. He's had a big major tournament, and it had like real youths come out watching, and I think now, like, even my little cousin, he came to watch the games and he wore basketball all of a sudden.
Right.
So
the younger ones just want to see something.
So that's what I'm saying. So like things like that, or just having basketball in general, when the whole community could come out, and that's how you get involved.
I attended a forum the other day, and I heard one of the speakers say something that I think make a lot of sense, where you expose children to all the sports and give them that base just that athleticism and the competitiveness.
Just let them play.
Yes. Play, and then when they get to 12, 13, then they choose.
Right.
And that makes real sense because, again, coming from where I come from, an enterprise, we play everything. Cricket, football, basketball, we played everything. And then, obviously, when I get big, you decide, you know what, I feel I better at this, so I'll go at that. And then sometimes, even for certain athletes, they come up playing one thing and then they switch. So it's
sometimes
giving everyone that base where it could play almost everything.
At least you would be athletic and coordinated enough.
Yes.
So when you choose, you have
to
start from scratch.
So I wanna go back a bit into your personal life. How many siblings do you have in your house? No siblings? Only child?
Only child.
Oh, so you was on the court right through then. You had to go out.
Next, because outside whole day.
Yeah. I know for most of us who come from like bigger families, even if you don't go to the grounds or the court or wherever, you can play home. But I know I had a couple of friends that was only child, and they always by my yard. Always Paul.
But that was me because I was by everybody playing.
Yeah.
Mother can't find me because I just playing by everybody.
And so again, we're going back. What primary school you attended?
I attended Tranquility Government Primary.
And you went on to
Tranquility Government Secondary, and then Belmont Boys Intermediate.
Nice. And was basketball a part of that coming up through the years? Because I know you told me about being in your 20s or 20 when you started the
when I got my scholarship.
Yeah. But before that, coming up.
Before that, I didn't play basketball at Tranquil. I didn't play school ball until Form 3.
Form 3?
Yeah, I didn't play school ball I mean, I used to play at home. Like my cousins and my neighbors and family. But competitive, like organized, I Form 3. That was my first time suiting up for basketball.
So I think how tall are you?
Yeah, I'm 6'9".
6'9". All right. So the obvious question for most people, were you always this tall, like coming up? I mean, you would be 6'9" in high school, but
I was always like tallest among my peers.
Always?
Yeah. At 15, 16, I was already 6'6".
So 16 was my height.
Yeah, basically.
I actually taller than me because I was 6'5".
Yeah.
16.
At 16, I was
6'5", boy. That's crazy. So I mean, for me, most of my family members on the male side tall. We have some tall females as well, but the boys is. So people would push me, you should play basketball. So they see you playing football or they see you playing cricket or something else. Some of the old school people will say, make a good fast bowler,
I get that.
They always get that because of your height. So were you pushed into basketball at all?
Actually, I was never pushed. I tried to get pulled. People would be like, boy, come and do long jump. Come and do track. Come and play volleyball.
Serious?
And and seeing that basketball is not a first choice sport in Trinidad.
Not that popular.
So it's people be like, boy, want to cricket, fastball, volleyball, long jump, track and field. I mean, I tried it out, but it's just passion. You don't have passion for those things.
In Trinidad, we have the popular sports, football, cricket, and as long as you're in other countries, if you're tall, they will tell you try this or try that. In Trinidad, once you're tall, play cricket. So what about basketball? Nah, I don't basketball in Trinidad. I do cricket. So it's like, I think it kind of self-inflicted on us in Trinidad where other sports is kind of stifled because you have attributes to play basketball and you can make a good basketball.
But at the same time, it's opportunity. But you're going to have more opportunity with.
That's true. But I think we need to kind of spread it around. Even now, you see where more sports are being included, even in schools where you can get, like you say, it's different scholarships and more clubs being involved as opposed to the traditional football, cricket things in school. We have, again, with the I Choose sports, we went into the different schools and offer a lot more sports that the children didn't know about. Golf and what's this next one? But I mean, the kids were like, yo, we can play this, like we can have this. So, I mean, basketball over the years has been injected into the schools. Because I play basketball in school too. I mean, I wasn't that good. I was just tall.
You still play.
So, but so let's touch a bit on the just before we go to the first break on your college and your college years. How was your college experience in terms of basketball?
In terms of basketball, amazing. I remember my first year, you know, like being in a new environment and all these plays. I remember all this. And with it being, I know used to all that. So I used to be lost. If we had a break or a pause in practice, bet you about $1 is something I do. Like I forget or mess up. You know? So it was just plenty to remember. It was just plenty to remember.
It's a whole different piece to country life, that kind of thing.
But what kind of saved me was just mad athleticism. Can run, jump, just do that. Because say you can do that, do that.
Right.
Then now, my second year, that's when I really kind of like came into my own, you know, kind of understood everything, and that's why I was able to like lead the league in block shots as a sophomore.
Right.
And helped my team to reach the national championship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
I did some research. I saw something like that, but I wasn't sure what it. But I didn't know it was like national. Like
it was nationals.
All the way.
Yeah. So it was like, I think we were ranked number 20 in the nation. I think we ranked number 20 in the nation. And just in my second year, that was a crazy experience. That's when you meet like the elite.
So yeah.
Men big like you, but tall like me.
That's some different athlete. I don't want to go too deep into it. Let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll go more into your college career, the whole college experience. Because I want to hear a bit more about that. So, viewers, you are watching Saturday Sports on NCBN TD Television. My name is Nigel Paul. We're going to a quick break and we'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Change our TV to the sound boy, better stay calm, be cool.
Trinbago Heritage, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on NCBN TT Television Network.
I'm Steve David, and I'm your host. Today I talk football as usual, and I have with me Linda Bramble, welcome to the segment. Michael Ragnar, welcome to the set. Instead George Jefferson, George Anthony Clark, welcome to the set. That's Dwight Deleon. The president of the SSFL, Marie Gonzalez. Marie, welcome to the set. Leroy Deleon, welcome to the set, Leroy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in every Tuesday night. And NCBNTT, thanks for the opportunity.
Welcome back, viewers. You are viewing Saturday Sports here on NCB TT Television. Now, during the break, I was educated by one of the by our director, Mr. George, about basketball and the history behind basketball in Trinidad and Tobago. He named some of the bigger players, I would say, that hail from South Trinidad and Tobago, because he explained to me, it was before my time. I mean, no fault of mine, but as an athlete, I'll know your history, and Chike too. So he told us about Vote Ogaro, one of the top basketball players that we had produced in Trinidad and Tobago, coming from the Southland. So I mean, over the break, we both got a little knowledge of it. Chike, being a basketballer himself, already knew. In the name, but Nigel Paul being a boxer didn't. So my apologies. So let's get back into the interview. My guest here, Chike. Chike, before the break, we were talking about your experience at college, and being able, like you say, to have that physical attribute where you can run fast, you can jump, you can produce blocks and stops, and even taking your team to the distance. Training wise, because some time back I spoke with Dylan Carter, and he explained to me to perform at a high level overseas is no joke, especially college level. To maintain, how was that for you? That transition for you from playing basketball and training for basketball in Trinidad, as opposed to training for the game in college overseas.
That was one of the challenges that I had to overcome, because sometimes the body just not used to that amount of load.
Yeah.
And I was weak. I was like 180 or something.
Yeah.
So, and like here, we would have trained, if we train 3 times in a week, we train plenty. And now compared to training like 5-6 times for the week, along with managing life, schoolwork, and all that, and training twice a day, as a matter of fact. And during when I go back to school in August, the pre-season, off-season, you can train at any time, because you're just there, the school closed, but you have to come back early, right?
Yep.
Because basketball starts in October. So for that August, September, that is death, boy. That is the worst. That is anybody can relate.
Yeah.
That 2 months is the worst. That is when men in the corner vomiting.
Wow.
And, great. Terrible.
So for me, I try to wrap my head around the fact where you're in an institution where you're playing against some of the top players in the country and even from overseas like yourself. So as far as I understand, in basketball, there are the starters, and then there's the bench, and then I don't know, for lack of a better term, the deep bench.
Right. The deep.
Yeah, I would say the deep bench.
So really, like you have 8, say starting 5, then you would have 3 or 4 rotations, and then you would have
deep bench. What was the criteria to make that starting 5 or to be the first man, second man of the bench in terms of training, attendance, that kind of vibes, and at that point in time, where did you fall on that on that spectrum in terms of the starting on the bench or so on?
I started I started some games. Even as a freshman, I started some games. I think that was just to prove a point to one of the starters. No?
Right.
Hey. Sophomore year, I started much more games. Then junior year, my last year, shockingly, which was supposed to be a best year, wasn't really my best year. Due to coaching staff and all that. No?
Okay.
So new coach came in.
I
my first 3 years I started a few games. Even my senior year I started some games as well.
As you spoke about the coaches now, well, we talked about John earlier as my cousin, and I talk to him as often as I can. You know, as your cousin, so we just catch up, hey, how you're going, that kind of thing. And I remember he had a hard time in one of the colleges he attended because of coaching staff, and he wasn't getting much minutes, and then he had different scouts coming and what have you. So I kind of understand where the change in the coaching staff could really affect your minutes on the court. You had that issue at all?
Yeah, because sometimes when our coaching staff change, they might come with their players.
Yeah. Serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mean, wherever institution they came from, when they come to that new institution, and they would do their recruiting or they would bring players from their past schools.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it was, you know. But seeing that I was a senior, and if that year before I went back, the coach called me and he told me, you know, I leave when I get a better opportunity. But he was like, don't worry, you know, you would still have your scholarship. And
Yeah.
So I'm like, last year, just have fun, play basketball, you know.
But in terms of one thing that most athletes that we have to deal with, injuries, and sometimes it sets you back, and then other times it even make you better when you come back. You had any injuries that might have altered your game during your college experience, or you had a healthy 4 years?
The only thing I had was like a strain MCL. But I think that was like 3 weeks.
So you basically, your whole college was just get through.
I mean, you would have aches and pains, but
I mean that's not. I mean, aches and pains.
Yeah, but plenty aches and pains
for athletes.
Yeah.
For athletes, we know.
Yeah.
Because I hear people complain, oh, my wrist hurting, and again I pain in my knee. I just like, people ask you don't be in pain? I'll be in pain every day.
Yeah.
We have to ice and stretch. And if we don't, the next day, literally wake up like a robot. You wake up in parts. You have to climb out your bed. So, I mean, athletes kind of different. Because
I used to live in the training room.
I can imagine, because there's a lot of, especially that jumping and pivoting and shuttles and that kind of thing, a lot on your knee, a lot on your back.
Bag of ice on my knees, bag of ice on my ankle.
I mean, other than old people, I don't think general public will understand what athletes, how we feel. Sometimes we see somebody get up and, my thing. It's like, you're not old man.
If you see I really in pain, because I used to pain, but so if I really complain about something, it really
that's what we're saying. So in terms of academics, because I heard you talk about balancing training and still having to be in class and go to class and maintain averages and whatnot. Now that you're in college and you have to play, you're not accustomed playing that much like you said before, and you have to go to class and study and take tests and different things. How was that experience for you, trying to balance that?
It's challenging, but it's not hard to say. It's not impossible. And the good thing is, like in college, like professors work with you in a way, especially if they know you're representing your school and all that. They work with you. They make certain provisions for you. They provide extra help for you. Sometimes the extra not provide. You have to do it. Sometimes you have to go to your books, your study hall, right? But for me, it academics was never challenging, it was just plenty.
Yeah, it's a lot of
You know, sometimes you're tired, sometimes 3, 4 in the morning, you have to be up doing work and you still have to go to practice. You know, so it's just a lot, but it's not hard.
For you?
Well,
I mean, you make it work.
Yeah,
Because I would think it has a lot to do with discipline.
True.
Because if you're an indisciplined person
and
you
also
oversleep, you wanna lime.
In my playing career, college and professionally, I see a lot of people get sent home.
Yes, you know what?
I was like, that's not going to be me. So
Yeah.
that was extra motivation for me.
Yeah.
I talk about people who good better than me, and them get
Yeah, but then you increase kind of thing.
Yeah, so I was like, what, boy?
No, because no, if I'm being honest, there are a lot of athletes who naturally gifted. So a lot of the public will look at an athlete and think, yo, them really disciplined by them. But then sometimes it just be talent, like raw talent. Because I mean, I personally know athletes who just talented. They don't come training. They don't put in the work that most of us put in, and they're performing at a high level. They just naturally gifted. So them will sleep late and miss training or don't go to class and still perform. So for me, I mean, I never went to college. I never reached that level of academics. But I think, as I say, it difficult, but not as hard as people think in your case. And I would think that's because it is like I know some people, but they know we have training. I'm talking about the academic side, I'm talking about like training. And you're ready to move? Yeah, well, come on now, get up. Dog, we are training, you don't wake up. Even sometimes we go to a training camp, and most of the time the coach is like, Paul, you in charge. Get them first, I'm ready, make sure they're downstairs, or make sure they're in the field by so and so time. And then you go in and get up, time for training.
Yeah, you gotta be honest with yourself.
And these are the guys who medal in it.
Yeah.
These are the guys like, yo.
Because I think I seen it all. With those that just doing all the wrong things, performing.
That's what I said. So,
and then it had those that you have to be on point with everything, otherwise they can't function.
Yes.
So you gotta be honest with yourself. I know.
That's true. I mean, that's the absolute truth. You have to be honest with yourself. Can I tell people ask me, so you the best boxing trainer? I was like, no. I far from being the best boxing trainer. Yeah, but you went to make you this, you do that. I was like, yo, I had to go training every day. Because if I don't run, if I don't work out, if I go and fall back real far, and I was like, so how come? I am one of the athletes who have to work hard. Otherwise, I will fall back. That's something. And I always bring it up. Michael Alexander was one of the guys. This for that kid win a medal for nothing. It's like, dog, he just go down there and beating people. If Michael, and people always say, if Michael had the work ethic that I had, he'd be a multiple-time medalist, gold medalist at world events, Olympics. And again, I just kind of goes to show the different end of the spectrum where you have a person that work hard, and you have another person who just a bag of talent. Just like, yo, like nobody can beat him, and he not doing what we doing. He just going out and beating people, and you can't. You sort of step back and be like, yo, I wish I had that.
I wish I had it.
Because, I mean, you know the level of work you had to put in. But, so you went to college. College is over. Your next step in a basketball career was professional. Take me into how you got that professional contract. What transpired from college into the...
That was never a plan, I'm being honest. I think, I remember who someone at the competition, it was like, you can play professionally after college. I was like, me?
Yeah.
And so I think we because of like certain stats and stuff, like scouts reach out to me now.
Yeah.
Not scouts agents, sorry, reach out. And they were like, send your film, and they have certain connections.
Yeah.
They were parts of the world and all that now. And that time, after I graduated, I was back home in Trinidad, right? So I was doing that. I was still working out and all that.
Yeah.
Because now it was something that's, all right, well, I invested, you know. If you say it, let me do it.
Yeah.
You know? So I sent out my firm and all that. I had a few offers from like some parts in Africa, in Asia. And I would talk to people and they'd be like, nah, don't go there. Or, this league, you know. So then I get the offer in Canary Islands, which play the Spanish league. And a friend of mine was like, well, the Canary Islands is beautiful.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, bet.
That's all good.
Bet, we go in there. So yeah, and that was the start of that.
So the
I think, wait, today's what, the 4th?
Yeah.
I think this was the day I left Trinidad in 2019.
2019.
Yeah, this was the day I left Trinidad.
2019, but that was around
that was before COVID.
Yeah,
That was right before COVID.
I don't think about. So okay, so how long before the pandemic you played?
Right. So okay, I reached out in November, right? Season one already started because the season started in November. In October, November, anyway. So I reached out in November. Jumping to playing one time. Playing real mess. Not a mess, but I'm playing up to my standard.
Yeah.
January, you know, started to catch myself, boom.
Right.
You know, making numbers, stats going up. COVID. Oh, God, man.
Yeah.
COVID. Come on, hit. Right? So now, nobody know what's going on. The season continuing. We stopping for a break. We going home. What? But now I in Canary Islands. 3-4 flights away from home. So my other teammates now, some from around Spain or some from around Europe.
Yeah.
So they could go home anytime they want. But not me, I stuck. I on TV crying.
I mean to laugh, but we can laugh.
It's funny now.
Yeah, we can laugh.
Funny now, you know. And,
I can imagine because when that news hit, I was home entering that I say, but just the gravity of what going on. It's like the whole world come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, every day you watching the numbers of people passing away.
Yeah. So I can imagine how you was feeling.
And Spain was like top 2 in the world in cases.
Yeah.
You can't even walk the road. You can't nothing about a total lockdown. And it's like, hey boy, why are you out here? So I don't ever want to experience that again.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little break and we'll come back to that because I want you to dive a little bit more into that, the whole pandemic and being overseas and dealing with it, the whole experience. So viewers, stay with us. We'll be right back with a short break. Stay with us.
Hi, I am Nigel Coutier.
Hi, I'm Jemima Joseph.
And I'm Jovan Paulette.
We are coming to a community near you. We're going to speak community talk. We want to hear your issues, your concerns, or what will improve your community.
Look out for us. We'll be coming soon, Nigel and myself, to your community to hear in whatever way we can do to improve your environment, be it employment, infrastructure, anything to improve your living as well as our own.
Catch us on NCBN TT Television for Community Talk.
who throw rubbish on the street. It's we who does litter up we beach. It's we who does the garbage bin to put drinks to go for when we went in. I tell you it's we, brother, that us do these things. It's we who does call the only friends. It's we who does fuss and complain. But I say it is we to blame.
Welcome back, viewers. We're here with one of Trinidad and Tobago's top athletes in the discipline of basketball, Chike. Good brethren, taller than me, around him. He's been a few short, which is not a regular occurrence, only around probably my family members. So he almost like a brother or a cousin or something. I don't know. Right, so Chike, let's get back into the conversation. Before we took the break, you was talking about the being in this far land away from Trinidad and Tobago, and there's a pandemic, a worldwide shutdown of traveling, coming and going. So you were trapped in a foreign place, away from your friends and family, with the scare of COVID. Walk me through. I mean, we can laugh about it now, but walk me through how you dealt with that, how you felt at that point.
But I feel, honestly, I might not know what depression is, but I feel like I went through depression.
But no,
I feel like I went through a depression. No,
depression was high around
I feel like
time.
I went through a depression.
A lot of
because
people.
I think we was like 8 or 9 hours ahead. Ahead of time, you know.
Yeah.
And I train that time, because when everybody is sleeping, I up.
Yeah.
And when everybody up, I sleep in.
Yeah.
My time just kind of you want to talk with family as much as possible.
Yeah.
So I just like a zombie boy. Sometimes I go up on the roof. You do 100 push-ups because I want to do.
Just
work out, you know.
Sleep.
Go up on the patio, just look out thing, and but it was real, like a real sad time. Most you could do is go to the grocery, the store, the pharmacy.
Yeah.
That's what you could do. You couldn't like venture nowhere else.
For real.
And then too, with me now, everybody left, right? So all my teammates went back home. It was just me in a big apartment, just me alone. And I can't even go and visit nobody because you can't go on
restrictions,
right? So it's like, there's Netflix. So I watch all kind of things. I don't even like Harry Potter. I watch Harry Potter.
I watch it.
I just watch it.
Gotta do something. Yeah. Look, in Trinidad, we was good for a while. We made world news Trinidad,
because of
the country with the least amount of cases, and then we just decided to flip. But we was real good, then we get real bad. And I remember being, me and my younger brother at the time was renting an apartment together, so we couldn't really go anywhere, just like everybody else. But then the government, they put out something where the athletes could go to the gyms and train. Because even though COVID was around, I mean, everything didn't come to a complete stop.
Obviously.
I mean, people were still hopeful that they could still play or have different events coming up. So I had the opportunity to work out in certain gyms.
That was because even where I was at the early stages, there was a lot of uncertainty. Like we were still training, but we wasn't playing no games. So everybody was like, the league's push or what going on?
Yeah.
A lot of uncertainty. But then So then my coach was like, you know what? We want to send you home, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was I think it was Friday or Saturday. I think
But hold on.
when the Prime Minister made the announcement,
Right.
I was supposed to leave the next day. But because I had to take so many flights, I might have been stuck in transit.
Yeah.
So, and I might have been somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know nobody, right?
Shush.
So that was. So I had
That
to
was when the country locked down.
Yeah.
Wait.
So I say, this man can give me a few more days.
Can I give you a couple, 5 more days to reach home?
Reach home.
Yeah. Wait, so that probably knock you back a bit, but
I'm packing up. Suitcase don't pack.
I mean to laugh, I really mean to laugh, man. But I see it now, eh?
Right,
I get to go home.
I never feel so in my life. I don't want to experience that ever again.
So, look, getting past COVID, when did you finally get to come home? Or did you?
I only came home in 2022.
So you spent the duration of time in
Yeah, everything was
throughout the
back to
COVID?
normal. Everything went back to normal already.
Yeah. So you basically, like most of us, adjusted to the new norm, 6 feet, sanitize, the whole.
And even past that, when everything went back to normal.
Back to normal.
Even past that.
When I just train, just thing for me, I mean, just kind of laugh. I mean, like I said, we can laugh now. I don't know why people had this rush for toilet paper. I was trying to understand. I was as the COVID just getting there too. I find it went running on toilet paper and paper towel. I didn't understand. I was like, yo, everybody done home already. Like, why we just? It was a crazy thing. But so you say you started off your career in your new professional team. You had somewhat of a shaky start. So after the pandemic, when things started to go back to some level of normal, how was your playing time at your new team?
After COVID,
No,
it was good. It was great actually.
Good numbers and and how long you played there for? Roughly what, 3 years?
3
years. So
2 years in Netherlands and 1 year in Spain. Spain.
So with the same team or separate teams?
Separate teams. So 2 years with one team and then last year with another.
So with the second team was post-COVID?
That was post-COVID, yeah.
Okay. All right, so bringing it all the way up to times now, to being able to play for Trinidad and Tobago at the Pan American Games, in the 3-on-3. So explain for some of the viewers who don't understand what the 3-on-3 basketball is like. Give me a walkthrough of that game.
So it's extremely fast paced. It's a little more free. The referees allow a little more physical, a good bit amount of physicality, right?
Yeah.
So you know, some people say basketball is so much calls and every minute.
Yeah.
Well, 3x3, nah.
A little more, yeah. Okay.
And it have no coach. Well, you do have a coach, but your coach cannot coach during the game, right?
Serious?
Yeah. So you can't even make eye contact with your coach.
What?
Yeah.
But in terms of substitution, you all have the same pattern of substitution.
You're free to substitute however you want, right? So it is recommended that you substitute every dead ball, so everybody would have some.
Yeah, good to know.
You know, so to keep your condition.
And how many players total on the team? 4.
Yeah, so 1 sub, 3 players and 1 sub.
So also you kind of have to rotate.
Yeah, because the game is extremely fast paced.
Yeah. Times, how much quarters?
It's just 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes, non-stop or
non-stop.
Serious?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Non-stop. I mean, you might say just 10 minutes, but that.
Nah, trust me, for people who don't know, they will say just 10 minutes. Trust me, I know. Because that's basketball. I mean, I come from basketball as well, so I know basketball is a lot of shuttles, and if you can't keep up, it's like dead weight for the team. So 10 minutes,
because
high level.
I was in a too keen on the tree thing, right? So when I came back home, like I wasn't playing no basketball, and as the previous coach, Milan, he was like, "Come and try out, you know."
Was that the white guy?
Yeah, yeah. So he was like, "Come try out, you know, come play it," and I went and. So when I started playing it now, I was like, wait, it's hard. Yeah. And you really had to get me in shape now.
Yeah,
you had to be in shape. And
so you say 10 minutes at that, at a high pace, people just say like, 10 minutes, bro.
Yeah, and it's plenty contact. Plenty contact. And if you're just watching from like on the outside, it might just look like sweat.
Yeah.
But it's very strategic now.
To me, it looked like a technical game.
It's very, very strategic. Like if you're watching the top teams in the world, and again, like if you understand basketball and you really watch it, you know, it's hard. And then also too, the rotation, you can't really help. You can't help on defense because then you would give up 2 points, ones and twos.
Yeah.
Right. So it's safer to give up a layup than to give up an open shot, which could possibly be a 2-point shot, right? So you kind of had every man for himself, kind of, you know? You have to play defense. Yeah. But you can't rely on nobody else.
What's the coach name you just called? What's his name?
Milan.
I met him at, I think it was CAC, one of the CAC games.
CAC. I was in CAC.
Right.
I think the CAC.
So, bro, I wouldn't lie. There are people, in my opinion, who you could tell really and truly for the sport. And to be for any sport, you have to be for the athletes. And I think a lot of people kind of miss that because I take a quote from my mother. My mother was always say, boxing went dead and you go dead. It's like, so again, you have to put the sport first, you have to put the athletes first. And by doing that, the sport. So I mean, as I sit and I chat with him, and we talk for probably almost 2 hours and just talking.
You could talk.
I mean, it's a real talk, but again, sometimes when you start listening to people, they realize, but this man, like, he really for the sport going forward by means of the athlete. Like, he won't ignore the athletes to try and get the sport forward. The sport must go forward, but basketball can't go forward without players.
Right.
And he talk a lot. So I know probably if he talk to me the way he talk to you, I'm sure he can probably persuade you to jump out for real.
Yeah, because I was not playing. I probably was still going through with the banker. With depression.
Yeah.
You know, we was like, no, come man. Right. And then after that now, we had the Pan American Games.
Yeah, Pan
so I
Games.
just need to shout out my teammates, you know, the captain, everybody Freitas,
Right.
Mr. Big Shot, Akil, and Akeem Fato, you know,
Right.
and the coach, Christopher Jackson Charles, as everyone knows, Jacko, right? So that was the lead up to Pan Am now. And I think that team now was like complete, you know?
Yeah.
You had everything.
Yeah.
So that was the build up to that.
So walk me through your Pan American experience. So that was your first Pan Am Games, I'm thinking, right? So that your first Pan Am Games with your team. And again, nobody really expected anything from you guys. The new team is your first Pan American Games. So walk me through game by game up until the medal.
Right. So now, new team, we have trainers, Sammy and Jelani, right? I think they were like big factors for us now. Because they do a lot in a short space of time.
Yeah.
Like Sammy, you know, make sure we ride condition, Jelani, make sure we have aches and pains. Well, everybody had aches and pains.
Yeah,
right? I'm sure if you watch the last game, you'll see everybody tape up.
Yeah.
It's plenty jamming happening, right? But even training, right? Like, them men say, we ain't going out there just to participate.
Right.
You know, like, it's not a trip now. We just going on a trip to say, well, we went Panama. Nah, them men say, boy, we going out there to win, right? And then Moriba and Akil, they would have been on a past team that plays fourth, right? So, you know, they still had that bitter taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of the teams that we beat. I think it was Puerto Rico. One of them that beat them in for third place now. So, you know, they was like, hey, we going
Revenge.
we have more revenge for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, is that, you know? And so I say back here, we training, you know, we drilling. Training frequently, yeah, you know, feeling confident. But
yeah, feeling it.
even Aki, like, he was, I said, nah, but this man different. This man, like, I don't see players here, and I was like, but he,
Making you believe it.
nah, he different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He different, right? And then he brought our shooting lights out. And Mariba is just a dog. And then me.
Yes,
So,
then me.
Then me. Yeah. I the cool one now.
Yeah,
I the
yeah.
cool one. So I say, well, when we reach out, you know, Dominica, breeze. Puerto Rico, boy, between. The men started talking, see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We fight up with them. Then we play Brazil, number 4 ranked team in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. We start to put it on them. I am looking at them.
Why that is feel, people would believe how good that is feeling.
No, because see what happened. Remember you seen them on TV, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Every day now, boy. Now I'm playing it nothing that it's just basketball players, but the fact that them men going on tours all of work year round now, always on tours playing, and me not even playing no competitive basketball, right? Start to play it on these men, confidence high now.
Yeah, we bad.
I tell you, them men on the floor crying, them Brazilians and them, they can't believe it.
And that was what level at the competition? Medal?
That was
or
that put us into the semis. Yeah.
So take me to the game, and because we were at that time real fast. Take me to the point where you all know, yo, the medal is ours. Yeah, that final moments of the medal game.
Now is US the favorites. The home team Chile. You don't want to play them, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But even I watching the lineup, and I say, by Mariba, I don't want to play Brazil, you know. Because remember them is playing here wrong, them is big dogs too. I don't want to play them, but it so happened we end up having to play them now, boy. And we put it on them.
Right.
Then now America beat we. So now we have to play third and fourth now, boy. But we can't come back empty handed, because remember them men done lost our fourth place in Miami.
Right.
So Venezuela, which is even a team that play here wrong as well, right? That is the team we beat in the for the third place game, and
right.
For emotions was just
because
on a high.
I saw one or two clips where men crying.
Yeah. No, because it was a nail biter. It was a big shot. That was we pull out that shot from. That game could have gone anyway. The game could have gone anyway.
So being from a little island like Trinidad and Tobago and competing against some of the biggest names in the sport, and like you say, beating these guys and dominating to a certain level and even walking away with a medal. What advice, and that's where I'm coming from, you would give to the young basketballers looking on, hearing your story, relating to what you're saying here, what advice you would give them as a walker?
The people they look up to, the people they most admire, they no different from you, right? It's just opportunity and being prepared, right? Make the sacrifices, put in the work. I know it's everybody that say put in the work, but really that is all that separates us from them. You know?
True.
They just put in more hours than us, but they ain't different from us. So that's what I have to say.
For us in boxing, people will say everybody have two hands. And so it's not he is special, you don't have four. Even though sometimes you feel like you lash it with more. But everybody have two hands, you have two hands, you have to fight the same way. So as we wrap things up, what's next for you in terms of basketball? Like what next tournament you will have coming up?
Well, we have America coming up in December, so that's what we are preparing for.
Nice. So, all right. Well, Chike, thanks for coming through. I mean, it was a pleasure having you talking, getting to know you a little bit more, and I'm sure the viewers will appreciate that. So, yeah, you have it. folks, on Saturday Sports Minds, Nigeria Paul, we had an exciting discussion here with Chike, one of our top basketball players in Trinidad and Tobago, representing Trinidad at the highest level, making history. Him and his team, and they can look out for more. He's still active in the sport, and again, we are behind him and his team and everything that he has to do with basketball. So we really want to thank you for spending this short time with us on Saturday Sports. I'll see you next time. We are on every Saturday at 8 p.m. on NCBN TT Television. My name is Nigel Paul. Thanks for staying with us.
Thank you.